Hello everyone, and welcome to my Iconic Goodbyes channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Devon confronts Lily about her feelings for Damian, while Claire stumbles across Kyle holding Summer. Today on The Young and the Restless, Nikki gives Claire her support, Amy meets with an oncologist, and Summer assures Kyle that she has no concerns about his relationship. Kyle runs into Summer at the athletic club while she's picking up takeout. He mentions that it's as if they're all living together again. One big happy family at the athletic club, she says with a joke. He says Harrison enjoys moving between their suites. He simply hopes that the manse's renovations will be completed soon so that they can return home. When he inquires about her mother, she reveals she has been trying to tell herself not to worry, but this is all so strange. After everything that happened to Heather, Phyllis must have known how frightened they would be, and she does not believe she would willfully put them through this horror. It's enough to convince her that something dreadful has happened. As she begins to cry, he pulls her in to sob on his shoulder. Claire walks through the spinning doors and comes to a halt when she notices how comfortable they appear. Claire comes over and interrupts. Summer steps back, saying that thinking about what is bothering her has gotten to her. Claire adds that she's there for a business lunch with Nikki. Summer is surprised at her level of ambition in business life. She is still amazed at how quickly she lost her enthusiasm for dealing with youngsters. Her cousin reveals how much she enjoyed working with Harrison. That helped her regain her sense of self after the pain of dealing with Jordan. However, returning to the business world seems both natural and energizing. Kyle says this means she's precisely where she should be. Summer cringes as she watches them, then recalls the horror Claire helped Jordan put his family through. For the first time in a long time, I'm not grasping onto something out of desperation, says Claire. Nikki enters and admires Claire for arriving early. She and Summer catch up on the Phyllis and Sharon situation, and Nikki tries to convince her granddaughter that her mother will soon return. Summer explains that her car is having problems and begs Kyle for a ride to work. She walks to the door and stares back, sneering as Kyle kisses Claire goodbye. Nikki promises to keep Victor at bay once Summer and Kyle have left. Nikki asks her tired-looking granddaughter if anything is wrong. They get a table, and Nikki adds that she noticed some awkwardness between her granddaughters. Claire maintains it's nothing, but Nikki presses her, stating she adores them both. Claire admits that she believes Summer is struggling with her relationship with Kyle. She isn't sure if she wants him back, but something appears to be going on, and she wonders if Victor is encouraging Summer to reconcile with her ex. Nikki admits that her spouse sometimes goes too far when it comes to disapproving of partnerships. Claire admits she has no proof for her thoughts, but adds that Summer seemed emboldened lately when it comes to Kyle. She can't help but wonder what's behind that. Summer appears to have gotten more aggressive in utilizing her past with Kyle to build a wedge between the two. Claire thinks that she is simply insecure and paranoid. Her grandmother tells her she doesn't have to be insecure about anything. If she has a nice relationship, she should maintain it as long as she is content. She will concede that, as much as she adores Summer, she cannot deny that she shares some of her mother's characteristics. She tells Claire not to be intimidated. She is confident that things will calm down and that they will be able to live together as a mixed family. Nikki swears to do all in her power to ensure that no one, including Victor, takes that from her. She will always have her support. Summer insists she isn't concerned about Claire and Kyle. When Summer and Kyle arrive at Crimson Lights, Kyle notices she was quiet on the way here and wonders if she is thinking about something. He can't get the notion that she is unhappy about his relationship with Claire. As they receive their coffees, she assures him that he can be involved with anybody he wants. I care about you, she says. She has lingering protective feelings and does not want him to be damaged. If that's all it is, he encourages her to let it go. His parents worry about him enough. Summer can't stop worrying that her grandfather would try to ruin everything for him. Kyle claims not to be afraid of Victor's opposition. He can't control his or Claire's lives, and he refuses to allow him influence Harrison. She admires his desire to challenge her grandfather, but most who attempt to do so fail. He doesn't have the power to fire me as Claire's boyfriend, he informs me. She jokingly wonders if he is certain of that. Kyle is confident Claire cannot be bullied, but Summer wonders if it's worth it given how awful things could become. It's more than worth it, he says. That makes her wonder if he is falling in love with Claire. He admits that he is unsure if things have reached that point, but sees it as possible. Things are progressing gradually, and he hopes Summer is serious in saying this isn't a concern for her. She maintains she isn't wasting time thinking about it. When he walks out to the car, she bites her lip. Nate reveals Damian's secrets to Amy at Nate's penthouse. Amy sighs as she recounts how she has finally reconciled with her son. He says that's what they hoped for. She's not deluding herself into thinking everything is perfect, but they reminisced and sobbed over the past. Sounds intense, he says. Amy believes her kid may now be willing to seek forgiveness. He also talked about getting to know his half-brother better. Hastings is pleased and relieved to hear all of this. They weren't sure what to anticipate. Damian's mother withheld many secrets from him. Nate adds that his half-brother has been somewhat secretive, and he almost expected him to vanish. Amy, her curiosity piqued, inquires as to whether he has discovered anything new. He reveals that Lily did her own research and discovered that the firms Damian claimed to possess were actually owned by a mysterious individual named Aristotle Dumas. Damian is solely the CEO. On the one hand, Amy is relieved because she couldn't comprehend how her son could afford two enterprises. On the other hand, she wonders why he would agree to be a front for this Dumas. Nate argues they shouldn't always expect the worst. She can agree and wishes to have trust that everything will be well. Her son appears to be doing well. Nate stands and tells that he has more excellent news. He explains that his oncologist acquaintance has cleared her calendar and is coming over to talk about treatment options with her. Amy is open to anything that would give her additional reasons to hope. He thinks Dr. Kelly is on the cutting edge, therefore he's optimistic, and they should be thinking positively. Amy admits she's been inundated with great energy from him and Audra. Now that she understands she has a chance to heal things with her kid, she will cling to anything that will buy her more time. Things are finally looking up in so many ways, so why not trust in a miracle? Nate has already given her more than she deserves. She sobs and hugs him close. Lily introduces her brother to Damian. Devon and Lily are on the terrace at Crimson Lights when Damian walks in. He greets Lily when he sees her, and she introduces him to her brother. Damian says that after being offered a job at Winters, he researched Devon's profession and admired his accomplishment. Devon, after accepting the compliment, begins probing him for lying about the firms he claims to control. Lily admits she was the one who felt forced to look into his life. She and Devon are fiercely protective of their family and couldn't get over him sending a fake to see Nate. Damian maintains that he stated why he was suspicious, and he was correct. I was being cautious, not nefarious, he insists, adding that they don't know the entire story. They understand his caution, but what did he expect to discover in Genoa City? Information, Damian replies. Nate's curiosity sparked several red flags, so he suspected there was more to it. It turns out he was correct. He understands their need to protect their family, but he has no ulterior goal. He explains that he only recently found that the majority of his beliefs about his life and family were false. He has a half-brother he was unaware of, and his mother is dying. While they may be curious about what he is up to, he cannot shake his affections for them. They recognize he's had a lot to deal with and say they just care about their relative. After Lily walks away to take a phone call, the men sit at a table. Devon immediately reveals that they have a lot in common, as he, too, did not know his biological father for most of his life. His mother constantly lied about it, and he only found out later that it was Tucker. Damian appreciates him expressing that, but Devon admits he still does not trust him. His methods have proven questioned. He has been concealing his ties, sending imposters, and lying about owning businesses. Devon has no idea what his motivations are or why he keeps so many details hidden. Damian maintains his primary motivation is curiosity and the desire to defend his privacy. Anyway, he doubts Nate would have spoken open with him from the start. He has every reason to doubt Nate and Amy, but he is still willing to discuss matters with them. Why are Devon and Lily not on the same page? Devon claims to still be willing to give Damian the benefit of the doubt, so Lily joins them. He can always count on him to be honest and direct. Damian thanked him for the warning and invited Lily to join him for dinner again. How about tonight? He asks. Devon gives his sister a look. She agrees to check her calendar and get back to him. He's certain his phone number is in her Rolodex, so she can call him. Devon wonders why his sister appears to be forgiving of Damian after he leaves. She wonders why he told Damian what they had learned about him. Devon just doesn't trust the guy, and it's disturbing that she appears to have affections for him. She explains that she understands why Damian feels they are untrustworthy. Her brother argues that their cards are on the table. He believes it was telling that Damian began playing the victim when he challenged him. That causes him to believe there are many more mysteries than what they've discovered. Nate and Amy want things to work out with him, so they ignore the wider picture. Devon is not saying everything is evil, but people should be wary. Lily explains that she has spent time with Damian and does not believe he is harmful. Her brother asks why she's making excuses and invites her to eat with him. Is this developing into something personal for you? He asks. She sees no danger in getting to know him better. That's a technique to acquire answers without scaring him away. That seems okay to him, but he doesn't want her to become close to this man only to have her worst fears confirmed. Amy meets the oncologist. Nate returns to his apartment after a business call and jogs down the stairs. Amy is reading about his oncologist acquaintance and how well respected she is. That gives her optimism, but she's trying not to raise her expectations too high. As Nate advises her to take it one step at a time, there is a knock on the door. Damian's seeking for his mother. They embrace, and he asks if he can take his mother to lunch. She would desire nothing more than to meet with a cancer specialist. Damian thinks it's amazing. Dr. Kelly comes, and Nate makes the introduction. Nate invites his half-brother to join him for lunch as the two women converse. Next on The Young and the Restless, Jack makes a pledge to Summer. Victor stalks and Audra schemes. The drama is heating up in Genoa City. Victor listens in on his granddaughter and Audra playing games. Scenes from Genoa City. Kyle begins his day with coffee at Crimson Lights with Diane. But first, he receives a call from his favorite girl. Claire is at the Newman ranch, and she is all smiles as she chats with Kyle. However, she is unaware that her grandfather is right around the corner, listening in on every word. We're confident Victor will have a lot to say about what he overheard. Kyle, after hanging up, sits down with his mother. Thankfully, Diane and Kyle appear to be getting along today. At least they're not yelling at each other. The mother-son relationship remains strained. Will they ever completely return to the way things were before the hostility? Meanwhile, all eyes are on Audra at the athletic club. She gets a table with Nate, but he isn't the only male there. Holden sits down almost as soon as Nate gets up. Nate doesn't seem to be concerned, but is this a mistake? Maybe he should keep a watch on those two because teasers suggest they'll soon start scheming. Kyle and Claire need more drama on The Young and the Restless. Are Claire and Kyle too comfortable in Genoa City? Kyle and Claire are currently enjoying a rare moment of peace on The Young and the Restless, but how long can this last? Aunt Jordan has left the picture. Kyle is getting along with both of his parents, and Victor Newman, while not delighted with the relationship, is not actively destroying it. Summer, Kyle's ex-wife, is also keeping her emotions under control for the time being. Things are far too tranquil for this pair. Happy ever after? Not in Genoa City. It's only a matter of time till the next storm arrives. Could this be a surprise proposal? A pregnancy twist? Perhaps something much more shocking? Let's look at what could happen next for Kyle and Claire. Wedding bells or baby drama? If Kyle decides to put a ring on Claire's finger, certain members of the Newman and Abbott families will not be pleased. Summer might go nuclear if her ex-husband and cousin make it official. And Victor? He's already disapproving, so what's stopping him from taking things a step further and ensuring Claire never walks down the aisle? Or what if Claire becomes pregnant? That would completely turn Genoa City upside down. Summer would have to watch her ex-raise a family with her cousin, and Victor would undoubtedly see this as an opportunity to become more involved. Would he try to trick Claire into believing Kyle is not the proper man for her? Would Summer try to plant doubts in Kyle's mind? There are several fabulously dramatic possibilities. Peace never lasts, but there is always the wild card option. Someone unexpectedly returning to town to ruin Kyle and Claire's happiness would undoubtedly disrupt things. Could we see the reintroduction of a long-lost love or a shocking family secret? In Genoa City, everything is possible. Whatever happens, Kyle and Claire's happiness will be short-lived. Peace is never lasting in these parts, and drama is likely to arrive sooner rather than later. Buckle up, because things are nearly likely to get messy. Devon confronts Damian's lies and worries that Lily has feelings for him, while Claire is concerned that Summer is pursuing Kyle. Today on The Young and the Restless, Devon tells Damian he doesn't trust him, Nikki suspects Claire is lying, and Amy is upbeat. Summer bumps into Kyle at the GCAC, and the two discuss how much Harrison enjoys living there while the house is being repaired. The conversation turns to Phyllis and how unusual her quiet is. Her mother must know how concerned they are. She becomes concerned, fearing that something awful has transpired. Claire goes in and sees them when he is holding her. When she interrupts, Summer leaps away. Claire inquires about Phyllis, and a sniffling Summer responds that everything is okay. Claire is there for a business lunch, and Summer is astonished by her ambition. She is startled that she gave up her dream of working with children so soon. They talk about Harrison, and Claire believes he helped her stay centered. Claire feels at ease and energized to be back in the business world. Kyle says she has to be where she is supposed to be. Summer pouts as Claire talks about how content she is in her new life. For the first time, Claire is not reaching at something out of desperation. Nikki comes, and they discuss the lack of news about Sharon and Phyllis. Summer asks Kyle for a ride to the workplace and sees him kiss Claire goodbye. Nikki inquires about Claire's well-being after observing her response. They get a table, and Nikki inquires about the tension with Summer. Claire attempts to downplay it, but her grandmother assures her that she loves all of her grandchildren. They talk about how Summer is unhappy that Claire is dating Kyle. Claire wonders if Victor is encouraging Summer to reconcile with Kyle. Nikki is startled she would assume this, but admits he can go a little too far. Claire hasn't seen anything to confirm her thoughts, but she knows how close he is to Summer and how confident she is with Kyle. They talk about Summer's persistent difficulties with her. She's growing more pushy, attempting to build a wedge between them. Nikki advises her not to be overly concerned and to focus on her happiness. She admits that Summer resembles her mother, but she refuses to be intimidated by this fact. She believes the three of them can live happily as a mixed family, and she swears to do everything in her power to keep Victor at bay. Kyle asks Summer at Crimson Lights if his friendship with Claire will cause her any problems. She claims she simply has residual protective feelings for him and does not want to see him hurt. He pushes her to let it go. His parents have everything covered. She is more anxious that Victor will try to ruin everything for him, and he says her grandfather will not rule his life. Summer claims that many have tried and failed horribly. He claims he cannot be dismissed as a boyfriend. She understands that he would go to any length for his son, but is this truly worthwhile? When he says it's worth it, she wonders whether he's falling for Claire. He isn't convinced it's there yet, but he can see it happening even if Victor does everything he can to prevent it. He just hopes Summer is serious when she says this isn't a problem. She assures him that she has more on her plate to cope with. Damian bumps into Lily on the Crimson Lights terrace, where she introduces him to her brother. They chat about Devon's reputation and the phony offer they made to him. Devon questions Damian on why he has been lying about owning the businesses he manages. Lily admits that she had him probed. Damian argues that all of the faking was done out of prudence and was not malicious. Devon questions why he came to Genoa City at all, and Damian explains that Nate's offer sparked red flags, so he wanted to look into it. He tells them that he has no hidden agenda. He recently found that everything he thought he knew about his life was a lie. He realizes that the wrong guy is on the hot seat here. The siblings will acknowledge this and explain that they are solely concerned about their relative. Devon tells Damian that he, too, did not know his biological father when he was growing up. He understands his confusion, but he still doesn't fully trust him considering how he's been behaving. Damian will admit that both he and Nate have been deceitful. Devon wonders about his motivations. King claims that his actions were motivated solely by curiosity. He explains that he had every cause to be wary of Nate and wonders why Lily and Devon are more skeptical than Nate and Amy. Lily returns as her brother explains that he wants to give Damian the benefit of the doubt but will always be honest with him. Damian turns to Lily and asks her if they may have supper again. She will check her calendar and get back to him. Damian wanders off. Lily asks her brother why he tossed all they know at Damian. Her brother does not trust the guy and is worried that he is winning her over. He believes Damian's defensive reaction is telling. There must be more that they don't know. Nate and Amy are distracted by other issues. Lily sympathizes with them, but her brother insists that they remain skeptical. She does not believe Damian is harmful. Her sibling asks why she is making excuses for the guy. Is this becoming into something personal for her? Lily insists she has unanswered questions, and this is how she will have them answered. That seems nice, but he's worried she'll get too close to him, confirming their worst fears. Amy tells Nate about how she and Damian reminisced and grieved over the past. That seems intense to Hastings. She believes he is changing his mind. He even talked about getting to know Nate better. Nate is pleased to hear all of this. She didn't anticipate things to go smoothly, and her kid had a lot to comprehend. Hastings said her son has been somewhat cryptic. She inquires whether he has discovered anything new that she is unaware of. He tells how Lily discovered Damian did not control the two companies. They are owned by Aristotle Dumas. Nobody knows who he is. She's relieved since it means her son doesn't have to get all of that money for the companies. Then she wonders why her son is a front. Nate argues they shouldn't always expect the worst. Amy agrees to have trust that everything will be okay. He mentions that his oncologist friend will be visiting her today to discuss treatment options. Amy is open to anything that would give her more hope. Nate hopes that Dr. Carol Kelly will have good news. Now that she and her kid have a chance to heal, Amy is eager to seize any opportunity for additional time. Things are improving in many ways, so why not believe in miracles? She tells Nate that he has already done more for him than she deserves and embraces him. They discuss Dr. Kelly's findings, and Amy tries to keep her expectations from becoming too high. Damian shows up. He enters and hugs his mother, inviting her to lunch. She needs to see the cancer doctor. Her son says lunch can wait, and everyone smiles. Dr. Kelly enters, and the men depart to discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.